let's talk about my hero. Welcome to my unscripted rant video on why I think Dobby is an excellent villain. Here's a thing that I believe. I believe that the big difference between a hero and a villain is choices that they make. From Superman to Lex Luthor, from Batman to Joker, from whatever, you know? And the thing about Dabi, the big difference between him and Todoroki is that they make a different choice in life. Choices leading to them being the way that they are in the show currently. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to have access to the show in a while, so if I do get anything wrong, forgive me. But these are just like things I noticed and that I remember from the show. So just, I don't know. This is all unscripted, so don't take it seriously. Or, or maybe do. I don't know. Maybe I have something to say that strikes a chord with you. Let's sort of get this out of the way here. I think Dobby, as a character, is just inherently a horrible person, right? And that's probably why you clicked on this video. If you are a fan of the character, that could be for a multitude of reasons. It could be for the very reason that I just said. He's a great villain, right? Or it could be that you're one of those. Either way, I am going to explain why he is a horrible person. He's just an active serial killer. It was established like right off the bat, like once he was introduced in the show, that he has killed like at least 30 people. And certainly now hundreds. That is a high body count. He is an active serial killer and terrorist, and seeks to slander his father by making active choices to kill other people. And I think that's interesting because, for example, Todoroki, he doesn't do that. That's interesting, right? They both hate their dad, but they don't make the same choices. Now, isn't that interesting? You see, the interesting thing about Endeavor as a character is that he's a horrible person. He's an abuser. He is just like the worst, right? However, Dobby manages to be far, far, far worse than this man ever could be. He actively kills innocent people just to prove some sort of point. Some sort of point that, oh, my dad's a horrible person. Look what he caused. He created a monster. When the problem is you. The problem is you, Dobby, It's just amazing how people could just defend this character's actions when it is so clearly written that he's just meant to be irredeemable, Just when his friend twice was killed by hawks, he openly admitted, as soon as that dude died, that the only reason he was upset about it was because it would just be harder to reach his goal, which is just to slander his old man, which is just, horrible in and of itself, that your death means nothing to this dude, This crusty, dusty, musty looking dude is meant to be a bad person, and that's the point. And people don't get that simply because he has a sad backstory, which I find to be interesting. Interesting. I'm using a lot of the same words in this video and a lot of the same GIFs, if you haven't noticed. And no script either. Can you tell I have no script? Like I just said at the beginning of the video? back on topic. Another funny thing is that Endeavor managed to become a so much better person than Dobby because he bothered to improve himself as a person. He recognized that what he did and that what he was doing was wrong at least some point. Sure, the damage was already done, but he actually tried. You know what he didn't do? He didn't actively kill people. He didn't kill people out of spite for his old man just because he was angry. Wah wah, I don't like my dad. That is basically Dobby's character, you know, in just the crudest way to put it possible. Endeavor didn't want his son to get hurt, so that's why in the show that is why he didn't want Dobby to use his powers to let him grow and flourish, because it was killing him. And you can see that it was hurting him in the show. It burned his skin. He has burn scars. Really, really bad burn scars. And that's why he didn't want him to use them. And as far as he was concerned, his son was dead. He mourned the loss of his son for years. It's not that he was heartless. Sure, just the worst guy. The worst guy, but Dobby is worse. And that was the point. Todoroki could have ended up like Dobby if he had made the decision to hurt people, to hurt innocent people, men, women, and children, in spite of his father. But he didn't. And that is what makes Dobby a great villain. Because he shows that being a bad person is a choice. It isn't something you're forced into necessarily. It isn't something that you're born as. When you choose to be a bad person, that's it. Like, it's not that he was necessarily pushed into being that. He could have been some sort of Robin Hood type figure. He could have done everything better that his dad didn't. He could have been everything his dad wasn't, and decided to go the opposite route and become everything he was and worse. He became truly a monster. And that is why he is a great villain. Goodbye.